Hello and welcome to the Hawks Nest for tonight's broadcast of the Lakota East Thunderhawks and the Middletown Middies. This one should be a good one. I'm Max Earl, this is Camden Braden, and this is shaping up to be a really close matchup.
Yeah, these are two teams that are really on opposite sides of the spectrum in terms of what kind of skills that they bring to the table. Middletown is a very good defensive team. They are very athletic. They're going to make you run. They're going to make you play to their strengths on defense, and they're not going to let you get good looks. They are highly ranked in pretty much every major defensive and rebounding category, while on the other side, Lakota East, they are a team that likes to spread the wealth in terms of the ball. They pass the ball a lot. They have a lot of assists. They shoot it very well from the field. Ever since conference play started, they have shot at 55% from the field, which is really good, and obviously is first from the GMC, so should be an exciting one, especially against undefeated Middletown.
Yeah, and you mentioned that Middletown defense, and really they have so much size on their team, and with East missing their main rebounder, Smyers, how do you see that affecting East today?
Yeah, East has been very poor in the rebounding end ever since Smyers went down. He averages 9.5 rebounds per game, which is third in the GMC, but ever since he's gone down, they are last in offensive rebounding and last in total rebounding. So hopefully that does not come into effect for them tonight.
Yeah, and also so much momentum in this game between both teams. East winning their last 3, obviously Middletown winning their last 7 now. I mean, how do you see that playing in here to this game, kind of the intensity of it?
Well, I feel like if you're the Hawks, you've got to start fast and take their will from them early, because for a team who hasn't lost a game yet, and for a team that hasn't really had many close games, you just feel like you need to see them get a little shell-shocked a little bit and see how Middletown can respond to that, because I don't think we've seen Middletown have to respond to adversity like that yet.
Yeah, you mentioned East has been in a lot of close games recently besides the Coleraine game, which was kind of an outlier. All of them have kind of been within a few scores of each other. However, Middletown kind of been holding everyone to very few points. I mean, I think if East can get something on offense early, they should have a good opportunity here today.
Yeah, that experience in close games for the Thunderhawks really should pay dividends here in the fourth quarter, because if it's a tight game in the fourth quarter, the Hawks have been there. They know what to do. They know what they need to bring to the table, and hopefully because of that, we'll see them pull out a win if it does get down to that point.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Hawks' offense obviously being good, but Middletown's offense is kind of right in the middle of the pack, and they rely heavily on that defense. Their shooting percentage from the field is not great, and that might affect them today.
Yeah, you definitely could see that affect them, and if the Hawks are able to score and take care of the ball, then you can see Middletown really start to struggle, because a lot of times they turn their defense into offense, and that is really just the name of their game. So the Thunderhawks are really just going to have to play a clean game tonight.
Yeah, for sure, and this one should be a good one. We've got Stamper and Jackson lining up for this tip-off. Stamper does have them in height, and Middletown does have a lot of height on their roster, which East unfortunately does not this year as much.
Yeah, but you see out there, they got a few tall guys like Derek Jackson, who's doing the tip-off right now, PJ McFarland.
Yeah,
Luke Shaw also pretty tall. And speaking of Luke Shaw, last game for the Thunderhawks, very exciting finish, him hitting the buzzer beater at Fairfield.
Yeah, for sure. East just a complement of a lot of close games, as Middletown will win this tip-off, and they'll try to do something here on offense as we get this one underway.
East coming out in a man-to-man look here early.
And Stamper's got a lot of pressure on him here. And he loses the ball to a turnover here. Here's Tyler Bachman. He'll go up, and it is no good there. Middletown with the rebound. As he loses it again, as Perry's got it. He'll dish it out. Here's Shaw from the top of the key. And it's good. East will take a 3-0 lead to start this one out.
And we saw the early working the ball around here for the Hawks, paying off for an early open shot here for Luke Shaw. Great job by them not getting frustrated and quitting on the play after Bachman's missed layup.
Yeah, and if you're East, that's exactly how you want to start this one from beyond the arc. This team's, Middletown's so good at that inside defense as they work it around here on offense, trying to find an open look, but East is just not giving it to him here. Stamper on the inside. He'll dish it out to Araujo, who will not get the roll. And East will get the rebound as Perry dishes it down.
Very lucky break there for the Hawks.
And here's Jackson now fighting a few guys. He'll lose it there to a block. It's like East got it back though there. Fight here, and I think looks like East will retain possession here.
And you see the aggression paying off here for the Thunderhawks early. Couple missed shots, a block shot. but they are able to get the second chance possessions and second chance points.
Yeah, and when you're playing a team this good like Middletown, who has so much momentum coming into this one, you do want to start fast. And it will dish it in here to get things started here. Here's Perry now. Been a real good player for East. He's kind of done what nobody else has done in the GMC so far this year, offense-wise.
Yeah, he is averaging 25 points per game, which is almost unheard of in high school, and his dominance has been on display here early on in the season.
Luke Shaw trying to find a look here now. As East is doing a good job moving the ball around. They're a very good passing team. As Shaw's now got it, he'll drive in, absorb the contact, but Middletown will retain the ball. Ooh, and a big hit there.
And that's just going to go there on Bachman. That's usually what's going to happen whenever you play fast. You're going to get some collisions and things like that. But, again, like we said earlier, Middletown's very athletic. They're going to make you run. And you're seeing it on display there.
And if you're East, you can't be scared of that contact, especially in this game. So many big guys there on Middletown. And a lot of speed on Middletown, too, around the outside. Definitely a dangerous team when things work for them on offense, which unfortunately they haven't very much this season. As they try to get something going here. Here's Araujo at the top. He'll dish it to Knight. And East not been the best defense in the GMC, but their offense has been making up for it as Knight takes the shot, and it will not fall. And it will go out, and Middletown will retain possession.
And while we have a moment here, let's check in our keys to the game here for the Thunderhawks. Obviously the biggest one, and we talked about it in the intro, they need to start out fast, just take Middletown's will from them early. Their bigs need to play big. Obviously Middletown very athletic. Jackson and McFarland and all those guys in the paint are really going to have to use their size and play big boy ball. High IQ passes. Let's not turn it over. Let's not let Middletown get out in transition. And speaking of getting back in transition, that is the last key. Just get back in transition. With Middletown, with how much Middletown runs you don't want them to get numbers.
Yeah, and you mentioned that transition as well. Middletown good at forcing turnovers. You definitely want to be able to get back on defense if you're East. As East gets the ball back here, still 3-0. Not a lot of scoring so far in this first quarter. Good defense on both sides of the ball. As Perry will take it up now. A lot of pressure here by Dylan Jamison on him. He looks there for Perry, who bobbles it and catches it out of bounds, and Middletown will get the ball back.
And that's just good hands there by Jamison. They were looking for Perry in there in the quick pass in the paint, and he's just able to get the tip, and unfortunately it falls off of Perry's hands.
Yeah, and strange to see here. Usually Maldonado running point guard for Middletown. Looks like Jamison will be taking it to start out this game as he dishes it out to Stamper here. Middletown trying to find something open here. They haven't really gotten any open looks so far, as that one is blocked there by East. Great defense in the paint there.
I'm really intrigued by the Stamper and Jackson matchup here early.
Yeah, for sure. Stamper, a big guy here as he takes a shot, and it will not fall, unfortunately, there. Araujo with the rebound.
Yeah, and especially with how good Middletown's defense is and how they don't allow you to get open looks, those are going to be the looks that you want for the Hawks and looks that will fall as the night goes on.
Here's Araujo now. We're trying to work it on the inside. Spins around. Shot no good. Another rebound for East. Good rebounding here early for them.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, Big's got to play big, and Jackson's making his presence felt early.
Here's Whelan now with the ball. Whelan will dish it out here to Bachman, who takes the three and will not fall. Middletown will get the ball back.
Another great look there for the Thunderhawks. Again, their offense has really been clicking early. If they can just keep getting open looks, trust me, it will start falling.
There's Landers that put the ball up, no foul. East will get the ball back. Here's Perry. He's only got one guy to beat. Goes up with it, and it will be good, and one there for Perry.
Yeah, great job there by Trey Perry, knowing the situation and getting out in transition. Anytime you can get your best player one-on-one near the basket, you're going to take that every time. And in this case, Trey Perry wins the matchup.
Yeah, and Perry brings such a great energy to this offense. Plays almost like a veteran here, maybe even a college player. He's sometimes seems so far ahead of everybody else out there on offense. He's good from the free throw line, too, about 80%. We'll see what he does with it here.
Yeah, but the execution for the Hawks, especially on the defensive end tonight, has been great because for as much as you prepare for a team like Middletown's defense, you can't neglect your own defense in that case because obviously it hasn't been the greatest defense for them this year, but you know, if you're Middletown, you can't win if you can't score, so obviously defense will be very important for the Hawks tonight.
Yeah, and if East can pull away, that might be the strat here for East as You know, Middletown not the best offense, East not the best defense. They really don't want to be in a close game here where they need points. Perry will line up to take the first shot, and it will fall. East goes up to a 6-0 lead here against Middletown.
Yep, and we talked about the fast start. However, they did also have a fast start a couple weeks ago against Princeton and ended up squandering that. Hopefully the Hawks are able to learn from that and keep this fast start up to date for the whole game.
Maldonado's 3 is no good there. Another rebound by East. Middletown not winning the majority, which is surprising here. Perry taking it up the court now as he drives in, and
that one's going to be on the floor, but great move there by Perry to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, Perry, a very, very strong offensive player here as Elijah Perry will come in.
And Elijah Perry is a guy who is known for his defense, so looking to just kind of bring that pressure on that side of the ball against Middletown.
Yeah, when you have a struggling offense you're playing against, definitely want to put pressure on. As Whelan will pass it in here to Shaw to get things going for their offense. There's Perry now trying to make a move. Perry will shoot one there. A fader, and it's good. What a shot there by Perry.
And that is just a college-level shot there from Trey Perry. That is something you don't see a lot, just fading away. Really, you can't play better defense there if you're Middletown. Just amazing touch there by Perry, and the Hawks are out to an 8-0 lead.
Yeah, and when you're Middletown, that's frustrating for you. When you're playing great defense and they're still making shots, not what you want at all. As Landers tries to do something with it here on offense. Middletown not finding any open looks so far.
Yeah, just been great defense here from the Hawks so far tonight.
Strong pass there. I think he stepped out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be East ball.
Yeah, looks like we're going to get a foul on the floor instead.
Yeah.
As Luke Atkins will check in here for Whelan.
Atkins not been a big scorer so far, but he has had a little bit of time in the games.
He is a guy who is considered a three-point specialist here from the Hawks, so hopefully we can see him start to come alive.
Yeah, and he struggled earlier on in the season with that three-point shot, though. Not too high of a percentage there. As East will get the ball back. See what they can do here on offense. Middletown yet to find any points in this one. And a timeout now here will be called. We'll be back in just a second. We welcome you back to the Hawks Nest. East out here to an early 8-0 lead on the undefeated Middletown, as East will have the ball to start after that timeout.
Yeah, and you really can't ask for a better start if you're the Hawks. Just able to get out fast and...
There again, Perry doing what he does best. He is off to a hot start.
But yeah, as I was saying, if you're the Hawks, just able to get off to a fast start. Middletown is not built to play from behind, so if you're the Hawks, you're really going to need to keep your foot on the gas pedal here and just keep riding that momentum.
Yeah, and it's been working for them so far. And this defense, too, a story for East, not really allowing anything. We kind of saw them struggling here. But Middletown not having any open looks, as we see here, as Maldonado tries to do something here in the middle. But Bishop back out. Up for the three there is Shields. It's not going to fall. And another rebound there by Jackson.
Yeah, and you've seen a couple of defensive breakdowns here from the Hawks early. Has been far from perfect, but Middletown has not made them pay for those open looks yet.
Yeah, Jackson now will try from three. It's not going to fall, and a rare one rebound there by Middletown. Seems like everything's been going East's way so far.
Hawks are being very aggressive from behind the arc early on.
And again, it's not going to fall for Middletown, but they do regain it there. Maldonado for three. And it's not going to go. East going to have it here. Perry again, a one-on-one going down the court, but he is slowed up. And it's not going to go. Middletown ball.
Yeah, just a little too trigger happy with the hands there for Perry. And on the other end, we were talking about the rebounding. You had 4 Thunderhawks down there. Middletown ended up coming up with it. That's the type of stuff that you really can't have if you're the Thunderhawks tonight.
Yeah, for sure, as we get some subs in here. And really surprising. Middletown not having anything fall. They haven't even gotten to the line, which is usually what they do to get their points on offense.
Yep. And now we will see the other big man here for the Hawks, PJ McFarland, check in for Derek Jackson. Derek was off to a really good start this game. Let's see if PJ can also bring that energy.
Yeah, Derek Jackson, lots of rebounds there at the beginning here. Maldonado trying to find something. As he looks, he finds Knight. Still looking for their first points here. Haven't had anything given to them here as Landers will drive inside, and it will be good. First points there for Middletown.
And Landers just told Perry to hit the weight room there. Just great job there by Landers creating his own shot and being able to get in the paint.
And that's what we expect to see from Middletown, a strong team. Not very good outside the paint. Here as Elijah Perry takes a three, and it will fall.
And a great job there by Perry to get it back, getting the open look for three. Big one there for the Hawks to answer.
Yeah, and East starting off hot shooting as it won't fall, but Middletown will get the rebound.
Again, where Hawks had numbers in the paint but aren't able to get the rebound.
Here's Maldonado looking for this one to fall. It won't. And it looks like we have a foul on the floor. Actually, I think he was fouled on the three-point shot.
Yeah, but that's also something you can't have if you're the Hawks. Just not that Middletown's really a great free throw shooting team, but they are a team that gets to the line a lot and will get you in foul trouble. And obviously for a team that doesn't shoot it great from the field, you don't want to get them free points from the free throw line.
Yeah, for sure, as Maldonado is about 50% from the free throw line, and his first one will fall. 13-3 now. East kind of running away here early, but this lead's starting to dwindle a little.
Yeah, and like we said, we go back to the Princeton game for a couple weeks ago where the Hawks did get out to the 9-2 lead. And again, 2 weeks later, after the first conference game, might see them be a little bit more disciplined here with that lead, but nonetheless, it's something you got to look out for.
Yeah, and with that, he made a second one too, see if he can sink the third. Maldonado, one of the better shooters on Middletown. And he'll sink all three, and just like that, Middletown has 5 now after having nothing so far in the first quarter. As East tries to work it up now, try to answer with some points of their own.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to slow it down, pass it around, which is the name of their game for their offense, and looks like they're going to try and hold for the final shot.
Yeah, and that's what East is good at. They're not scared to pass the ball around. Don't have a lot of turnovers off passes, and that's kind of how they run their offense. As they move it around here now, Bachman with it again. No rush here for East. About 15 left here in the first quarter. And now Bachman will drive. He'll pass it back out to Perry. Almost one of three. And looks like with about 2.5 seconds left, we're going to get East ball again.
And just a good job there by Middletown, just being active with their hands and not letting Bachman get off a clean pass there. It'll be a jump ball, but again, you'll take those every time. As we're going to get, looks like a fresh new 5 in here for the Hawks, minus Trey Perry.
Yeah, and a couple seconds left here in the first. Probably just see the clock run out. It's been pretty dominant here for East in the first. Besides that foul, they've kind of run away with it so far.
Yeah. Wonder what kind of play they're going to have drawn up here at the buzzer.
Whelan trying to find somebody.
Perry's open.
Into Perry. Perry got hit on that 3, and it won't fall. So that is the end of our first quarter. We'll be back in just a second. Stay with us. We welcome you back to the Hawks Nest. East up 13-5 against Middletown so far. And really the story of the game so far is East defense and East's offense just kind of dominating on both sides of the court.
Yeah, and this is really the start you wanted tonight if you're the Hawks, just really able to apply some pressure to Middletown, a team that's already not great shooting. You definitely don't want to give them open looks and give them a chance to shoot. And then on offense, just you talked about their ability to move the ball. That's basically bound to lead to some defensive breakdowns for Middletown, and they've been able to make them pay the price.
And looks like we're going to get a foul on East there. And some rare free throws here for Middletown. Usually their style of offense is getting to that line. They haven't been able to do it very much so far.
Yeah, that's just a credit to the Hawks for not really fouling that much on the shot, just trusting that the ball's not going to go in and trusting that having their hand up is really going to pay dividends.
And Maldonado would try to find something. He had a couple open threes he missed earlier. He'll try to get on the right track. As he'll give it to Landers here. Landers got Perry on him. We'll slow it down, try to figure something out here.
And you can just feel the energy from the Hawks defense tonight, just everyone being really assignment sound and doing a great job. You can tell that they want to be the one to give Middletown their first loss.
Yeah, not many blown assignments so far as Landers tries to find somebody. Tries to get it in the inside and a turnover there. Looks like Bachman intercepted that one as he's driving down.
Just a bad pass, but Bachman right place, right time, and that's going to be an offensive foul.
Unfortunate for East there on that break. Middletown will get the ball back. Middletown not really clicking on offense. Seems like they've missed a couple of open opportunities, and the ones that they have are not open, the ones that they take.
Yeah, and if you just keep seeing them miss those shots, then you can start to see Middletown getting very frustrated and play tight almost in a way, just almost playing not to lose. And if you're the Thunderhawks, then you're going to eat that up.
Here's Maldonado trying to find somebody. He dishes that one out. And it will go out of bounds, and East ball. Middletown been sloppy with the ball so far.
Yeah, and again, just great job there by the hands of Derek Jackson, being able to knock that one away and not letting their big man get it.
Looks like Middletown will regain possession here as Maldonado will find somebody. Pushes this one out to Landers. Been quiet so far. Nobody really stepping up on offense. Fans getting impatient here, wanting some points as they dish it into the inside, and it will be hit in there.
Yeah,
Shields will have his first points.
And that's just a rare blown assignment for the Hawks tonight. Looks like someone wasn't really where they were supposed to be, or they didn't realize that he was down there, but nonetheless, it's easy points for Middletown.
Yeah, and we haven't seen that a lot today. They've been kind of where they need to be all game as East tries to find something here. They've been very good passing the ball. Middletown hasn't really had a response to it.
As you're going to see East offense here just kind of slow it down and try to get their best look.
Yeah, and something that Middletown is very good at is keeping possession as East looks like they lost it, and Middletown will retain it.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like Luke Atkins was really ready for that one, or a little too hot to handle there for him. But, again, those are just mistakes that you can't have if you're the Hawks tonight.
Yeah, and Middletown really trying to find any open looks they can here. Maybe switching some things up at offense here as Jamison will run point guard now instead of Maldonado, who wasn't really getting anything to fall for him. And Middletown will try to find something, but East just has everything guarded so well right now.
Yeah, again, the man-to-man defense tonight for the Hawks has been very suffocating.
Stamper with three, won't fall. And East will have the ball.
Yeah, and another open look there for the Middies, but one that they're just not really able to knock down. I don't know if that's one that they're just going to let the big man shoot all night, but nonetheless, Hawks are able to get the ball back on empty possession.
Yeah, and Stamper only got a 12% three-point percentage as Middletown has a little bit of a chance here now for a fast break. They drive in, and it's going to be blocked there by Derek Jackson.
Great job again by Jackson. He is having a night tonight.
Especially defensively, as here's Perry who lost it, and Middletown bounces it off of him and will retain possession after that one.
Yeah, and that's just great hustle there by both sides, and it ends up going to Middletown off the high IQ bounce off of Perry.
Some high-intensity basketball right here. Both teams trying to get away here, but Middletown trying to get their first lead of the game. They haven't even been close yet so far. East started out 10-0.
Yeah, and it looks like the Hawks offense has been a little stagnant here in the second quarter. And again, you just need, it's been the turnovers. It's just been really them not being able to get as good looks as they had at the beginning of the game. But I'm sure as the game goes on here, you'll start to see them get that rhythm back.
And here, shooting Landers won't fall for him, and Elijah Perry will get the rebound. Dishes it up to the other Perry here. And here's Luke Shaw. Elijah Perry will try to find something as Shaw will take it in, goes up for the basket.
Goaltend. I think that was a goaltend.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't call that one.
And we're going to get a foul on the floor here. But, again, you just saw the Hawks right there kind of slow it down and look for the open shot. And a great job there by Shaw to have a little hesitation. He got the open baseline.
Yeah, I really thought they would give him that goaltending there, but guess not. East will still have the ball, though, and see what they can do on this possession. Haven't had points in a second. Would like to get some for sure, though. As Shaw will have it again. Middletown's defense seems like they're stepping it up a little bit here in the second quarter.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing them play with some intensity.
Jackson wants something here. A lot of contact there on the inside as he dishes it out to Adkins. Jackson dishes it inside to Perry. It's blocked, but he puts it back up, and it's good for East.
And a great job there by Elijah Perry just staying with it. I'm sure he didn't really see the block coming, but is able to react quickly, get that ball back, and put it back for the easy layup.
Here's Landers now trying to find somebody open. Middletown a little frustrated here now. Nothing really going their way on offense. As Araujo takes the shot from about the free throw line, and it will be good.
Yeah, and that's just a great job there by Araujo getting to a spot. Maybe you want to see a little bit more pressure there if you're the Hawks, but overall, that is one you'll let them have all night.
And Perry trying to find something here. Here's Derek Jackson on the inside, and one there for Jackson. What a play there. East has been great in the trenches so far.
Yeah, and just a great job there by Jackson using his body and just being able to go up with it strong and get the friendly roll there. And he's got a chance to make a three-point play right now.
That's exactly what you don't want as Middletown. You're already giving up a lot of points. To give up free ones is not what you want at all.
Yeah, and especially for the Hawks as a team that doesn't get to the free throw line a lot, you love having that opportunity when you do. And they are a very good free throw shooting team.
Yeah, Derek Jackson about 75% from the free throw line, as the rest we'll discuss here. And looks like they'll switch who the penalty was on. And Derek Jackson.
See some subs coming out from Middletown.
And now finally Derek Jackson will get his shot here to make it a three-point game. A little confusion here. East keeps pushing on the pressure here as Jackson will take his free throw, and it will fall. East now up 18-9.
Yep, and again, just seeing the Hawks get it back up to near double digits, I feel like if you're the Hawks, the goal here would be to go in the half with at least a 10-point lead, and I think that's where you can start to feel really good.
Yeah, and that also just kind of diminishes your motivation as Middletown, as Maldonado has a nice spin there. Not able to do anything with it, though. A lot of pressure on him there by Jackson. Landers now trying to find anybody open.
We got Perry down there on Stamper. Doesn't look like, and now the Hawks will switch off it.
Yeah, looks like they missed it there as they dish it back out to the point guard there. Here's Landers again. Middletown taking their time here on offense. He shies the three, and it falls. The first three here for Middletown will go to Landers as Perry will try to get it up the court here.
Yeah, and that's just one if you're Luke Shaw. You want to see him at least put his hand up because that three was just completely uncontested. It looked like he just let Middletown have it there.
And Shaw misses his three there as Landers tries his, won't fall. Good rebound there by Jackson. And looks like the foul there is going to be on East.
Yeah, that was just a heat check there by Jeremiah Landers, and very fortunately for the Hawks, that one didn't fall because the roof would have come off this building for the Middletown side.
Yeah, Middletown's crowd kind of riled up here. They haven't had much to cheer about until now as McFarland subs in here. Derek Jackson been playing great. See how McFarland does.
Yeah, just giving Jackson a little bit of a breather here. And McFarland's also a big body guy who can really hold it down against Stamper when you need him to.
And he'll dish it out to Shields here, who's been a little bit quiet scoring-wise. Here now is Jamison who dishes it into Stamper. It looks like McFarland's going to get the turnover.
Yeah, McFarland did get knocked over there by Stamper mid-possession, and that's just a great job by PJ not quitting on the play and just being able to force that turnover.
Screened there by PJ as he gets it out there. There's Luke Shaw now. There's Atkins, he'll try his three, and it's no good there. McFarland fights for that one, but looks like jump ball.
I feel like Luke Atkins right there just got a little too excited when he had the open three. Just seemed like he rushed the shot a little bit, or I don't know, but that one, you know, too strong. Not one you usually see from him like that.
Yeah, and we've seen it a little bit this year. He's kind of meant as their specialist three-point shooter, but he's had a little bit of struggle from beyond the arc. Not really been able to get them to fall. And East will try to do something here on offense. The energy has changed here since the beginning of the game where East was up 10-0. It's a lot closer now.
Yeah, and that's just a credit to Middletown stepping up the aggression on their defense, and we've seen them make shots on offense now.
There's Elijah Perry now trying to dish the ball out. He gets it to Perry. And Elijah Perry under the basket. It's going to be blocked. Middletown will get the ball back.
Yeah, that was a great find there by Trey Perry, but great defensive play there and rim protection by Stamper.
Stamper's three will fall. And now it is 18-15 as Middletown is right back in this one.
Yeah, now we're starting to see the Middies make some shots here that they weren't really making at the beginning of the game, and you see the momentum slowly shifting.
Yeah, and this crowd next to us getting a lot louder here as McFarland got a lot of pressure on him. And here's Luke Shaw under the basket. No good. And looks like jump ball again there under the rim.
And again, you saw it on the last possession with Luke Atkins, and you just saw it right there with Shaw. I feel like the Hawks are kind of playing too fast for their own good. They're just getting a little too happy they're down by the basket, and because of that, they've just missed some shots that they shouldn't have been missing.
Yeah, and we're starting to get glimpses here of Middletown's good defense. Here's Stamper now trying to find somebody open. A little bit of a bad pass there. There's Landers. Maybe trying to find another three here. He'll dish it out. Here's Shields. Jamison trying to find somebody now as he spins in. Dishes it back out. Maldonado not going to fall, and Perry will get the rebound.
Yeah, and it looks like the Hawks defense just overcommitted to the side of the ball on that one and just left the wrong guy open, but fortunately for the Hawks, he was not able to knock it down.
Here's Atkins in the corner now. This one not going to go either. Landers gets the rebound. And that will do it for our second quarter. We will be back after halftime. Stick with us. After a 10-0 start for East, Middletown has clawed their way back. It is now 18-15. And Camden, this one is all the momentum kind of switched sides here right before the half.
Yeah, it has definitely been a tale of two quarters so far in this game. First quarter, you really saw East get off to a fast start. Wasn't really letting Middletown get their looks. And in the second quarter, you just saw Middletown kind of pick it up and kind of play the brand of basketball that really got them to this point at 7-0.
Yeah, and East kind of struggled with turnovers there towards the end of the first half. Hope they can get that back under control here as Shaw now, as East tries to find something here on offense. Middletown kind of stepped up their defense after struggling in the first quarter.
Yeah, and if you're the Hawks, like we mentioned at the end of the first quarter, they're playing a little too fast for them.
And
good.
Perry will sink one there. That's something they needed. It's now 21-15.
Yeah, and that's just huge there if you're the Thunderhawks. Just adrenaline's a little bit more down coming out of the halftime locker room, and you're just able to play under control and really get looks like that and get your best player involved.
See what East can do here on defense. They had a little bit of struggles there towards the end of the first half as well. Middletown finally had some shots falling for them after struggling there at the beginning. As here's Shields, who dishes it in there to Stamper. Couple open looks they've missed so far this game. They've been a little scared to take those risks on the outside shots.
Yeah, and the Hawks have really done a great job tonight keeping them out of the paint. Jackson's done a great job. McFarland's done a great job. Just those bigs for the Thunderhawks is, you see there, foul there that Jackson didn't really agree with.
Yeah, that's a rare foul, too. We haven't seen much from East so far, especially not anything that's leading Middletown to get to the line.
Yeah, and that's definitely something you're going to want to continue if you're the Hawks, because the more that Middletown gets to the line here, the more you're really going to see them get back in this game. As we saw in the first quarter, like, what really kept them in that first quarter was those free throws that you saw on the three-point shot.
For sure, as Stamper sinks his first one, he's only about 50% on free throws. And this whole Middletown team kind of struggles with their free throws. No one really very consistent on them, and especially going outside of free throws, just on the field, they're not very good shooting percentage-wise.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't seen great shooting from them tonight, but we have seen them be good at the stripes. So if you're the Hawks, you're going to want to keep them off.
And Middletown was able to sink a couple threes there towards the end of the half, which we don't want to see. As a lot of pressure there as he deals it out to Whelan. And East passing it around. They passed well early in the game as Perry got three guys on him there.
They had Shaw there in the corner for a minute.
As he looks there, Bachman in the middle, and East will regain it there. And East got on the floor.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to jump ball to Middletown as a player is down.
Yeah, shaken up there. Looks like Stamper, their big man, who really played pretty well in the first half.
And that would be a huge loss for the Middies if that's actually serious.
Yeah, I think he got hit in the head there as the collision went down on the floor.
As the training staff will check in on him.
East kind of got back out to that fast start we saw at the beginning of the game as they helped Stamper up, and he'll be able to walk off on his own power.
Yeah, and you really want to see the Hawks get Trey Perry involved here. And we saw them do it on the first possession. He's able to knock down a deep three, but I just really feel like since the first few possessions, we really haven't seen enough of him contributing tonight.
Yeah, and with that injury, we should see some of Deshaun Showers, their 6'10 junior, who's played some center as well. As Middletown will try to get something going here on offense. That's a big loss for them, though.
Big loss indeed, as he'll take a seat on the bench.
Here comes Maldonado now, trying to find something.
And the Hawks have not gotten out of that man defense. They feel like it's working for them, and they feel like it's something they can ride to the end.
And it's been pretty consistent except for a couple open looks. And there is Shields, who will break it off the front of the rim.
Yeah, and you saw Whelan kind of back up there, just daring him to shoot that three, and ends up paying off for the Hawks as another Middletown possession comes up empty.
Here's Whelan now as he surveys the floor, trying to find somebody open. And Perry moving around a lot there as he gets the ball. Perry's been double-teamed here since the second half started. They don't want to give him anything as he
Yeah, and if they're going to bring that double on Perry then, and like those blitzes, then you're going to want to see the Hawks just work it around fast, because if someone's being doubled, then someone else is always going to be open. So they're just got to make sure that they find that open guy.
Yeah, and it looked like on that one, Whelan might have had a chance for a three, and he kind of missed it. So he's going to have to play a little bit more heads up here if they play a little more aggressive on defense.
Yeah, and you're also going to want to see them make that extra pass, because usually that open guy's going to be on the weak side.
There's Bachman now. He gives it to Perry, who immediately has two guys on him, and now open on the side there is Shaw, who takes the three, not going to fall.
And that is exactly what I was calling there for if you're the Thunderhawks. Shaw was wide open there on the weak side, and they were able to find him, just unfortunately couldn't hit it there.
Yeah, when you got a shot like that, you got to make those. Those are gimmies. Nobody even near him there. Fortunately, though, bricked off the rim. And Maldonado will now take it up the court, try to do something for Middletown's offense. As he drives in, puts it up. He's fouled there. They're going to give him two shots.
Yeah, and a point of emphasis at halftime for Middletown was definitely being a lot more aggressive around the rim. You're seeing them just take it in and throw up some shots there and draw on the contact and getting to the free throw line as they do so well.
Yeah, and it seemed like a lot we saw in the first half. Middletown trying to do too much around the perimeter, which is something they're not really that good at. So trying to play to their strengths here as Maldonado puts up his first free throw, and it will be good. Middletown been good on these free throws. They've struggled around the season, but they've been pretty much almost perfect tonight.
Yeah, and they have really not been a great free throw shooting team this season, only shooting 61% from the line. But tonight they've been great, and they knock another one down right there, and it's a two-point game.
Yeah, this one seemed like it could have been a runaway game at the beginning, and Middletown clawed their ways back in. They still have not had a lead as Perry there somehow regained possession of the ball. And here's Jackson now running down the baseline, gives it to Perry. They try to find the open guy, as you were talking about, and
yeah, much to the displeasure of this Middletown crowd, we're going to get a block.
yeah, some disgruntled fans here did not agree with that call. But East will have possession, and they'll try to get some points for themselves.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the best road turnouts we've ever seen. Just very enthusiastic Middletown crowd tonight, but just goes to show the culture around this team, and again, probably part of the reason why they've been able to sustain so much success this season.
Yeah, undefeated. As East tries to find something, there's been a lot more pressure on them here since the second half started on offense. And that one,
looks
just
like
a miscommunication there.
Yeah, miscommunication indeed. Trey Perry was cutting, and Baze Wheeland obviously thought he was going to stay where he was. But again, those are just mistakes that you can't have for the Thunderhawks here down the stretch.
Yeah, and East does not want to give up this lead. They've had it a couple times this season where they lose a lead they have. As play is going to be stopped here.
Yeah, not really sure what's going on. Refs are going to talk something over.
A little confusion here.
Looks like Middletown's getting ready to inbound again.
Middletown been on a little bit of a run here. They've got themselves back into this one. Their defense showing flashes of what it usually is. We kind of lost that in the first half a little bit, but it's definitely coming back.
Yeah, and it looks like we got an issue with the clock. It's showing 43 seconds, and there we go.
Got a little bit more basketball than that left as they inbound it here, and Maldonado will try to do something on offense as he dishes it out to Landers, who made a couple earlier. He's going to airball that one.
Yeah, and you see that might be a fatigue airball right there, but Middletown being very aggressive trying to get it back, and they end up fouling.
Yeah, and you might see a little bit of frustration there. They've been playing from behind all game. Seems like nothing they do will get them the lead, and that time a little just too aggressive.
And I mean, if you would have told the Thunderhawks when they were up 10-0 that they would be in this situation right now where it's a 2-point game in the third quarter, you know, obviously a little discouraged. But if you had told them going into this game, then I'm sure this would be right what they were trying to play to. And I just feel like if you're the Hawks right now, you need to kind of just reset everything and make sure that you're getting to where you need to be, and all while taking care of the basketball and playing lockdown defense, much like you did at the beginning of the game. As
Jackson is going to miss that one, but he will get two on that shot.
Yeah, and just a little bit of a blown coverage right there for Middletown, as they just left Wheeland all alone, and he did miss the layup, but like you mentioned, he will go to the free throw line.
Wheeland has not missed a free throw yet this season. He's been very good, just like a lot of this Hawks team. And his first one will not fall.
Looks like you hit him with an announcer jinx right there, Max.
Fortunate there. I apologize, but hopefully he'll sink his second one. That's his first missed free throw of the year.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there if you're the Thunderhawks.
And the second one won't fall either, and Middletown will get the ball back. That's rare to see, especially from East. Their team's been so good at the free throw line, as Landers has got it now, driving, and one there for Landers.
And it's going to be on the floor. So East will get another chance to play defense here.
So shot won't count. Middletown won't have that chance for the lead after all, as Luke Adkins checks back in. He tried a couple threes earlier. They didn't fall for him.
Yeah, I mean, with those two missed free throws from Wheeland, obviously it's something that you're not really used to seeing. But you just can't let that translate to the rest of the game. You just got to have some great energy as you go on here and not let it discourage.
Here's Knight now at the top of the key. He'll find Daniels, who we haven't seen yet until now, and driving in, dishes it back out. Landers looked open there for a second. He'll try the three, not gonna fall. Good rebound there. And two shots coming now for Middletown.
And that was just a good job by Jamison being in the right spot. He knew that it was a long shot by Landers, and he was able to just be in the spot to get a long rebound and came right to him.
Yeah, his vertical being shown off there, as he'll get two at the line.
And if you're the Hawks, I mean, there's so many of you around one player, and not one of them got a body on Jamison. So that is obviously something that you're going to want to see.
Jamison, one of the better free throw shooters on this Middletown team. He's about 70% on the year. And he'll try to make his two. First one is up, and it's not going to fall. So a couple traded missed free throws there for both teams.
Yeah, again, that's a little bit more on brand for Middletown, as, again, during this season, they've not really been a great free throw shooting team.
Yeah, and all around the field they haven't been great, but tonight they seem pretty good up until now. As Jamison will try again. And the second one will be good. It's now a 1-point game, 21-20. East still has a slight lead.
Yep, and you're just really seeing the Middies chip away and just keep cutting this lead down. And if you're the Hawks, you need to do something here to get a spark. They have not had any sort of offense ever since the first possession.
Yeah, and you can't let this get to you if you're East. It's going to cause a lot of fatigue if you keep playing this kind of gritty basketball. They kind of need to get that lead back they had early. As Trey Perry's double teamed, here's Adkins now.
And it starts with your guys who can score, your Derek Jacksons and your Luke Shaws, and obviously your Trey Perrys. They need to get involved.
As a turnover there. Looks like a penalty, though.
And looks like that foul is going to go on Adkins on the push.
Yeah, aggressive basketball. We've seen so much contact since the second half has started. Both these teams playing with a lot of grit.
Yeah, and again, that's just one of those fouls that's tough to swallow if you're the Thunderhawks, because, I mean, it's not like it was a take foul or some ticky-tack foul, just two teams playing aggressive basketball, and unfortunately the Hawks come up on the wrong end of it.
Here's Knight now. He'll shoot his first, and it will fall. And it's now tied for the first time since it was 0-0 at the beginning of the game. Middletown has really kind of changed the picture in this one. Seemed out of reach at the beginning, and now with this second free throw, they'll take their lead, their first of the game.
Credit to them being able to make this comeback, but the end of this third quarter is going to be huge here for the Thunderhawks. They need to get something going.
As they work it around, Atkins now has it at the top. Bachman trying to find somebody. It's like Perry's got everyone on Middletown on him right now, and nobody really getting open.
Yeah, and that's just what Middletown's been doing all season. They've just been guarding everyone, and you're seeing it on display right now. The Hawks have not gotten the looks they've wanted.
Yeah, and it seems like a big thing that changed, too, is that possession. East at the beginning of the game was dominant with time of possession, and now it's kind of dwindled a little bit. Middletown kind of been able to get some of that back as they try to find Atkins there. Nobody really been able to get open. Atkins tries the three, and this one will fall. Atkins first of the season, and East will get that lead back 24-22.
Yeah, and that's just a great job there by Atkins, really not losing his confidence after a few missed threes earlier in this game, just able to really settle down on that one and give the Hawks the lead back.
Here's Middletown now. They'll try to answer. Maldonado had a couple threes missed early on as he tries to find somebody. And good interception there as Perry now has it going down the court, goes up for it, and one there for Perry. What a shot there.
Yeah, and that was just a huge steal there by Bachman. Really high IQ play right there from him. Being able to jump the pass, seeing that it was coming. And Trey Perry is obviously really good at those fast break one-on-one opportunities. Again, getting an and one on one of those.
Yeah, and it looks like now we're seeing that intensity we saw at the beginning of the game as Derek Jackson will go out for PJ McFarland. Both been playing well so far.
Jackson's been a little quieter here in the second half, but nonetheless, it's really been a good performance for him, and PJ's looking to hold it down while he gets a breath.
Here's Perry now. He's good from the free throw line, and this one's good as well. And now East back to a 5-point lead. And Middletown will try to do something here on offense. Had that lead for a second, just out of their grasp, and now down by 5. As Stamper's back in now after getting injured earlier. And Landers will drive in, give it out to Stamper, and his layup will be good, 27-24.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough spot right there if you're McFarland. Typically you want to see him stay home there and just watch that backdoor cut, but it looked like he just had to help. He had to help on that drive, and because of that, Middletown just able to get more bodies in the paint.
And here's East now. McFarland slip a little bit there. He gives it out to Atkins. And Whelan will try going down the baseline, and Perry juggled it, and it's going to be Middletown ball. It's like things were going a little too fast there for the East offense.
Yeah, and things have really been going back and forth here in this third quarter. You saw the Hawks get that 5-point lead back in the blink of an eye, but now all of a sudden, if you're Middletown, you got a chance to potentially tie the game.
And I wonder if Middletown will try a three here. Haven't really seen it as much in the second half as they've kind of driven in for all their shots. Stamper got a little screen now. Here's Maldonado from three. He'll try. Not going to fall, but rebounded there by Middletown.
Sitting out right there, and that's one you hold your breath if you're both teams here.
Yeah, and East got to get back to winning that rebound battle if they want to stay on top here. Has a good tip there. But Landers is going to retain possession. He spins in. He's going to be fouled on the shot, and he'll get 2.
Yeah, and that's a strong move there by Landers. And, again, just another example of both teams playing physical basketball. But, unfortunately, Shaw just had the wrong positioning there, and because of that, Landers is going to the line.
Yeah, and Landers pretty good from the free throw line as well, 71%, as his first one's not going to be good. It's going to bounce off. East will sub in a couple guys here. Derek Jackson.
Yeah, but it looks like Jackson's going to be refreshed and ready to finish out this third quarter. And if you're the Hawks, I think you're probably going to see them keep the ball for the rest of this third quarter. It's definitely on brand for them.
As the second free throw will fall, now a 2-point game, as Perry will start to take it up the court. Perry motioning people back. Still try to take his time here.
Taking his time directing traffic, and it doesn't.
As here's Shaw now taking his time. About 10 seconds left here in this.
And the Hawks are definitely looking for the last shot here, but can't have sloppy turnovers now. Make sure you get a good look.
Here's a shot now from Shaw. It's going to be off the rim, and that will do it for our third quarter. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Lakota East High School, and East has a 27-25 lead now on Middletown. Middletown clawed their ways back into this one. We've got a close one here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we should be in for a very great finish here tonight. Just two very competitive teams playing tough, gritty basketball, and because of that, you've seen a low-scoring game. And just, again, which team has more will to win, we are going to see here in the fourth quarter.
A little confusion here, as Middletown seemed mad that East was starting with the ball.
Yeah, and the refs are going to have to stop play here and figure it out.
As Middletown looks like they're not going to start with the ball after all. And East will get this started off on offense. Here's Bachman now. He'll try to do something here. And
it looks like we're going to get a foul on the middies here, using the forearms, and Hawks will retain possession.
Middletown frustrated now.
And someone's going to get teed up. And that is huge here if you're the Thunderhawks. And the technical is going to go on Jamison. Just jawing at the officials.
Man, that is not what you want if you're Middletown right now.
And like we said at the beginning, Middletown has been a team that hasn't played in a bunch of close games this year, so
first one good there for Perry.
You could potentially see their emotions get the best of them down the stretch as things are going to get tougher and tougher for them. They are not used to playing in close games like this.
Yeah, and when you have that 7-game win streak, you really don't want to lose that. And when things seem to not be going your way at all, especially on the penalty side of things, you definitely start to get frustrated. You got to keep your composure.
Yep, and both free throws good there from Trey. He's got 15 out of the Hawks' 29 tonight.
As Bachman has it again, he'll dish out to Shaw. And East tries to find something here. Perry got it now. Perry been a little bit quieter in the second half. And here's Adkins now. Maybe thought he had something, but it was swallowed up quickly. And Jackson will dish it out to Perry now.
Perry was one-on-one there, not something we've seen a lot tonight.
And that one's tipped. And it's going to be out.
Yeah.
And it's going to be East ball, to much of the dismay of these Middletown fans.
Yeah, and that's just another great job there by Middletown, just on the hustle play right there. But it will stay with Lakota East.
And it seems Middletown getting a little frustrated here as Shaw puts one up for three, and it's going to fall.
And that is a big three right there from Shaw to get it back up to a 7-point game. And we are going to get a timeout from the Middies.
We will be right back. Welcome back to the Hawks Nest here. East kind of clawing away at this one. And while we have a second here, take a minute to remind you to like and subscribe if you like our stream. We stream almost all of the East basketball and girls basketball games. Want to give a thanks to our sponsors, Butler Tech and Spark. as Middletown will have the ball to start after this timeout.
Yep, and that was just a big three going in there for the timeout for the Thunderhawks by Luke Shaw. And again, you want to see them pick up their aggression and just keep their foot on the gas pedal.
And here is Knight, who dished it out to Maldonado. Tries to do something here. Thought about taking that one as he
Great job by
there.
Perry.
Perry's got it going down, and it's good on the layup.
That was just all Trey Perry right there, having high basketball IQ to read that pass there, get the steal, and get the easy layup in transition.
Perry now on defense, he gets it again. And this one's going to be called back.
And if right there, it looks like that was a take foul there on Middletown. That's one you don't want there if you're the Thunderhawks, but nonetheless, they'll inbound it.
Perry's showing up that heads-up defense. We talk about him a lot on offense, but he's definitely still a key on defense.
Yeah, definitely don't want to neglect his defense when you're game planning for him, and we're seeing it here down the stretch.
Middletown pressing up immediately now as Bachman dish it back out.
And the Hawks with the 9-point lead are going to slow it down.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot. They try to keep possession here. Bachman doing a good job retaining possession. He puts it up. And it's going to be, looks like.
I don't think that one should have been on the floor. I mean.
Yeah, I think he was going up for the shot on that one.
It was definitely a hook and hold. And if that doesn't happen, then, I mean, Bachman's got an easy layup.
Nonetheless, East will have the ball.
And it looks like the refs are going to maybe talk about potential hook and hold.
We see them discussing here. And Elijah Perry will come in here now as a sub.
Yeah, but it looks like the Hawks are going to inbound it here from the baseline.
Now Whelan will pass it in here, it looks like. East will try to extend this lead even further. Here's Perry now. Jackson's got it now. He's been good all game.
Yep, and again, Hawks are just trying to work it around and look for their best shot right now.
And this Middletown crowd getting frustrated as East has just dominated possession in this one. And a handoff now to Perry. Perry drives in, puts it up.
And this is going to be an offensive foul. Unfortunate there for Perry.
Yeah, and unlucky there for East. Middletown finally catching a break now. They get a chance for their offense to do something.
Yeah, and it looks like Hawks will not apply any pressure here, and they will get back on defense.
Middletown going to have to hurry things up now. They're down by 9. Things were so close coming into this fourth quarter, and East kind of had a little run now,
yeah,
9-point run.
And I mean, you saw Trey Perry get a couple steals. Luke Shaw hit a giant three. And because of that, the Hawks have just been able to make more big shots down the stretch and big plays.
There's Landers in the middle. His will fall. Finally, some points for Middletown in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just not bad defense there by the Thunderhawks. Just better offense there by Landers, and he's able to get the scoop layup to go.
In the corner, here's Jackson. He's got the big man Stamper on him as he tries to find someone open. And East continuing to take their time.
And we're going to get a timeout from the Thunderhawks.
We'll be back in just a second. Welcome back to the Hawks Nest here.
Yeah, man. While we have a moment here, we'd like to review on our keys to the game. Hawks did start out fast. That's definitely playing a big part in the offense that they've been able to produce tonight, as there's a foul. The bigs have been playing big. We've seen really great flashes from Jackson and McFarland, and it's been a big reason why the Hawks, especially on defense, have been good tonight. High IQ passes. For the runs that we've seen the Hawks make, they have, it has really been the lack of turnovers that has been the reason for their offensive success, and they have, for the most part, have been able to get back in transition. Again, a big part of their defensive performance.
As Lander's no good there on that three. And East has kind of owned possession here in this fourth quarter as Whelan dishes it out to Perry in the middle. It's not going to fall, but the other Perry puts it back up, and it will be good.
Yeah, and it was a great cut right there from Elijah Perry. Just couldn't get the shot to fall, but unfortunately there for the Middies, no bodies on Trey Perry, and he's able to get the easy putback.
There's Maldonado now. He'll put it up from about the free throw line. It's not going to fall. And it will roll out of bounds, and refs will give Middletown ball.
Just unfortunate right there for the Hawks. That would have been a big one for Bachman to come up with.
And Middletown is going to need some points here. What was such a close game for so long is now a little bit of a harder task, as Middletown is frustrated with these refs today.
Yeah, and like we mentioned earlier, this crowd has really showed out here for the Middies. They've been supportive of their team, and like we said, it's brought kind of that competitive culture, and we do apologize. We have been picking up a lot of it tonight.
Yeah, but that's not to discredit this East crowd, too. Big turnout for both sides. As Middletown is looking there, he's got the middle, and it's going to not go. It's going to be a shooting foul.
I don't agree with that one. I think Jackson was straight up.
Yeah, I don't think he was going up for that one when he got fouled, but nonetheless, he'll get 2 shots now. Araujo, 66% from the free throw line.
Yeah, we hope to see that 33% come in right now.
And if you're East, you don't want to give up penalties right now. You're trying to just run the clock, and this is just something that stops it. As Araujo will line up now.
Araujo only 2 points tonight.
First one up, and no good.
Big miss there for the Middies. They've got to be able to make their free throws down the stretch if the Hawks are going to put them at the line.
Yeah, and the Middies have struggled with that all season. Can't win behind just a great defense if you can't convert on offense. And here's Araujo's second one will fall. Middletown now down by 8.
A little bit of a flop right there from Maldonado.
And here's Shaw now trying to find somebody. Dishes it out to Bachman, who will take his time here. No rush.
Yeah, no rush at all if you're the Thunderhawks. Just good job by them knowing the situation.
On the baseline, Jackson will try to put it up. He's going to be fouled, and East is going to get 2 shots here.
Yeah, and a great job there by Jackson, just using the baseline, able to get down to the bucket and draw the foul. He'll have a chance to go to the free throw line to extend this Hawks lead and put them back up by 10.
And when you're Middletown, you got to keep your composure here. You can't have these kind of fouls late in the game when you're trying to stay in it. Only 3.5 minutes left, and if he makes these 2, you're down 10.
Yeah, it's something to watch out for right now. Araujo does have 4 fouls, so 1 more and he's out.
And the first one, no good there for Derek Jackson. Couple struggles here for East at the line in the second half after they were perfect in the first half.
Yeah, and it's really the same thing for the Thunderhawks. They got to be able to make their free throws if they want to ice this game, because it's not going to be too long before the Middies start playing the foul game.
And Middletown now coming up the court as the second free throw was good. Here is Shields. He'll give it to Landers, who tries to drive in. He'll dish it back out. Middletown just not getting any real open looks. Good tip there by Bachman. But Maldonado somehow comes up with it as he drives in, and his layup is not going to be good, but they're going to give him.
Yeah, and it looks like Perry and Jackson were just really committing to the perimeter there, and he really took the only option he had, which was to drive it inside, and it was really the option that he was probably looking for, but was able to get in there and put up the layup, just couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, an unfortunate outcome after such a heads-up play there by Bachman, who got his hand on the pass. Maldonado not been great at free throws tonight, and his first one will fall, though. Couple subs come in here.
Yeah, and again, every possession is important if you're Middletown right now because you know the Hawks are going to hold the ball. You know they're going to take some time off this clock and get open looks. So if you're Middletown and you can't score here down the stretch, things are going to start looking very bleak.
As both free throws will fall now. They're now down 7.
And the basket's not going to count. We got a lane violation on the Middies.
And that's not at all what you want when you're Middletown. You got to keep things under control if you're Middletown. And
yeah, and it's just like we've seen a little bit of times tonight, like with the technical we saw earlier, but just very undisciplined by the Middies.
Here's Perry coming down the court fast, and his layup is going to be good.
And you see another lack of discipline there for the Middies, just not accounting for Perry right there, who is the Hawks' best player, and it's back up to 10.
Shields tries it from 3, and his will fall.
And that's a big answer there.
And now Middletown has 32, only down 7 again. And he passes it there back to Whelan. He's going to end up on the ground.
And a good timeout there from Atkins.
As East takes a timeout, we will too. We'll be right back. We welcome you back to the Hawks Nest. We've had a good one so far. East up by 7 at the moment, 39-32. And Middletown is trying to come up with an answer here late.
Yeah, and we have just seen Middletown make some crucial mistakes. Just, again, like we talked about before the timeout, just a lack of discipline from the Middies, like the lane violations and the techs. Again, we saw with them not really having very much close game experience, it's something that we're seeing in effect right now.
As a bad turnover there for East as Maldonado goes up for the shot. And that one's going to be a shooting foul on East.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Bachman right there, I mean, seemed like he had good defensive position there, but Maldonado just put his body into him right there and was able to draw the contact.
Maldonado been to the free throw line a couple times, and that one will fall too. Middletown slowly crawling back into this one with 2:25 to go.
And like we talked about with the keys, the high IQ passes, we saw a turnover from the Hawks on that last possession. You really just need to see them settle down right now because Middletown is playing 1,000 miles per minute right now, and
yeah, it
just
seems like
doing everything they can to get back in this game.
Seems like some newfound adrenaline for Middletown after that timeout.
It looks like a foul to give right there for Middletown. They're going to get it on Jackson.
Cannot have penalties at this point in the game if you're Middletown. You've got to stay disciplined. And Jackson's first one is going to be no good. He's had his struggles with free throws tonight. That's one you want to fall if you're East.
Yeah, and like we mentioned earlier, you've got to see the Hawks make their free throws down the stretch. As
second one will be good. Lead down to 6. Maldonado trying to work his offense around here. As Landers has got it now at the top of the key. And Shields tries again from 3. This one's not going to fall. Maldonado came up with the rebound. And they're going to call that one a foul on Bachman, and Middletown will get the ball.
And Maldonado just wanted it there right more. You saw Perry and Bachman down there in the paint. Maldonado goes up over both of them to get that rebound.
Yeah, it seemed like he was levitating there for a second. He went so high, and now Araujo will have his chance at the free throw line. And East cannot give up this lead here late. They're losing it a little bit as the first free throw is going to be good, and now the lead is down to 5. This one seemed out of reach a couple minutes ago, and now Middletown has found some newfound motivation.
Yeah, the Hawks have just got to make sure that they're getting boards and they're playing offense without turning the ball over. As you see Middletown coming out in a press. Good job by the Hawks to break it right there.
Here's Bachman now. He'll drive in, and his layup will be good. East has 42 points now, but Middletown coming down fast now as Landers has got it. Slowing down, Maldonado tries 3. It's not going to fall, and Bachman gets the rebound.
You saw Trey Perry tried to get out in transition again running down the court, but good job there by Bachman to slow it down.
And Middletown playing with some urgency there. It didn't really work for them. East was able to maintain their composure as Bachman will line up to shoot 2.
Yeah, but it'll be huge here for the Hawks to get it back up to a 9-point game.
Yeah, if you're Middletown, you hope the wind's blowing. You do not want these two to fall.
As it looks like the Hawks are going to play to stop the fast break without having someone else down there in the paint.
First one good. That one is big for East as that lead is now up to 8. This one's crucial. Would make it a 9-point game with 1 minute 37 to go. Here's Bachman now. He lines up, puts it up, and it will fall, and now East is up by 9.
Big free throws there from Bachman.
Great job by him keeping his composure late. Maldonado will take it up the court, and he tries to do something here. As here's Shields who puts it up. It's not going to fall, and Perry will get the rebound. Immediate pressure on Perry as soon as he got it, and they're going to call it a foul.
Yeah, just another great job there by the Hawks. Flying in there and being able to get the rebound to prevent Middletown from getting any second chance points.
And with 1:17 left now, you should see Middletown playing extra aggressive on defense. They need anything for them here if they want to win this game. And Perry will line up for his 2 shots. Perry's been great tonight. He's got 21, looking to make it 23 with these 2 shots. As the first one is no good. A rare missed free throw by Perry.
Yeah, and Perry's definitely the guy you want at the line here down the stretch if you're the Thunderhawks. Just not able to get that one to fall right there.
Second one for Perry will fall, and now East is up 45-35 as they'll take a timeout, and we will too. We welcome you back to the Hawks Nest. 1:17 left in this fourth quarter. East now up by 10 as Middletown tries to do anything here to try to come up with a comeback.
And Middletown's looking for the shot quick. You see the Hawks coming out in a 2-3 zone, something we haven't really seen from them tonight.
Yeah, kind of just, they're trying to play it safer at the end. Don't want anything crazy happening. You're East.
And you see good rotation right there, and Middletown will take a timeout.
And we'll step away for a second as well. Welcome back to the Hawks Nest. For that timeout by Middletown. Still down 10. Less than a minute now left.
And while we have a moment here, we'd like to invite you to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Most of our viewers are not subscribed, so.
That one not going to fall for Middletown. But they are going to get 2 here.
Yep, and if you're Middletown, you're just going to want to not slow your play down, but slow the game down. Just get to the free throw line as much as you possibly can. Just try to preserve as much time as possible here down 10.
And definitely don't want to miss any free throws. A little bit of trouble with that Middletown has had, but that one will fall for Landers as he tries to make it 2 in a row now. The second one up and good. Middletown now 37 points. And East will get it in here.
Good job to get it in. Now they need to get it across. And fortunate break there for Jackson. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and at this point, Middletown trying to do anything here, but can't just keep sending East to the free throw line. That's not what you want.
Absolutely not what you want here if you're the Middies, but I don't really like how if they're going to press, they're going to foul that early. You want to try to at least get an attempt at a steal. But nonetheless, they do foul Jackson, and they are just going to trust that he's going to miss his free throws.
He's had his trouble so far, but this one will fall. It'll go when he needs it to, and East now up to 46 points.
Big one there from Jackson.
And surprising here, East has been this good on offense. Middletown has held pretty much everyone to below 40 besides a couple of rare instances. And East has kind of just owned this Middletown defense.
Yeah, they really have tonight. And like we said, credit to the fast start, just coming out playing with their hair on fire. And we've seen it on display here in the fourth quarter as we've gotten down into the closing minutes of this one.
40 seconds left as they put up a three-pointer that's not even going to be close.
And just a little bit of a desperation threes. You see the air ball chance from the East student section.
And we see a few Middletown fans leaving now. This one's going to be hard to come back. 36 seconds left here.
Yeah, and if you're the Hawks, you just can't have any sloppy turnovers here. Just get the ball into the hands of somebody, preferably one of your free throw shooters, like Perry right there.
Perry's going to get down the court. Good pass. Shaw's going to be fouled on his shot, and he will go to the line.
And Shaw tried to steal 2 points right there by the easy layup, but again, that is what you want if you're the Thunderhawks, just able to keep getting to the free throw line. Hopefully Shaw's able to knock these down.
And smart by East, too, being able to get that ball to the other side of the court, run a little bit more time. Just try to get this game over with if you're East. Shaw is good at his free throws. He's about 80% on his free throws, and his first one will fall.
Yeah, but this is the largest lead we've seen in a while, probably since the first half for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, they started out 10-0, and now they're up by 10, 31 to go. Middletown now comes down the court as Maldonado will try to do something. And passed it right to East as Trey Perry going to be fouled there, and he'll go to the line.
He will go back to the free throw line with a chance to add to his night. Seemingly a very quiet 22 for Perry tonight.
Yeah, you don't really realize it, but he's been good per usual, and not even just on offense. His defense has shown through today. Yeah. He's been heads up on both sides of the ball.
He's a guy that really takes over in almost every game that the Thunderhawks play, but tonight we haven't really seen him go on any runs by himself, but nonetheless, he has just been a very big factor scoring, and just a credit to him in the way he's able to play the game.
He's never a non-factor when he's out there, and both of his free throws will fall as East reaches the half-century mark on points. And Maldonado will try to do something as he puts it up. It's not going to fall, and Perry's going to let some of this clock run.
That's going to draw a finish to this one. Hawks are going to hold it.
Perry will go down the court.
And Middletown
couple
will go down
circles, and that will do it. East comes out on top, 50-37. We thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you like what you saw, like and subscribe. Most of our viewers are not subscribed. I want to give a big shout out to Spark and Butler Tech and all of our sponsors. I'm Max Earl. This has been Camden Braden. we hope to see you next time.